Okay, Charlie, just put the cut right when my hand hits the desk. Hi guys, I'm going to be reading another chapter of the Fossibles. I'm going to be reading chapter 12, and I looked ahead, and it's like 3 pages, so I'm also going to be reading chapter 13. And it's a little bit longer than that, but I don't want to give you like a 5-minute installment. That doesn't seem fair. I mean, if you want to listen to trash, you want to listen to the whole thing. Just clear my workspace a little bit. Okay, don't want any distractions. Wanna get right into it. Chapter 12. 5 = 1. Shouldn't it be equals or something? As the work on building the motorcycles continued, the dinosaurs expressed an overwhelming concern to Clem. Yes, they each desperately wanted a motorcycle, but they didn't want the motorcycles fueled by fossil fuel. Anything but that. Could Clem invent an alternative fuel, they asked? Clem was immediately sympathetic to their feelings and beliefs. So, work stopped on all the bikes as he experimented with different types of fuels of his own creation. Soon, his workshop was littered with numerous odd-colored liquids in glass decanters. Clem tested the contents of each several times. He jotted down numbers on a big yellow pad, held the decanters to the light, tested the efficiency of each fuel on a skeletal bike he kept in the shop, and repeatedly grunted, indicating success or failure. At last, he gathered all 5 dinosaurs together in his workshop and proclaimed, "I figured it out. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but we'll fuel your motorcycles with cactus juice." "Cactus juice?" yelled Riz. "How'd you figure that out?" That's what I've been doing all my life, Riz. Figuring things out. This is a great solution. I've harvested the juice from cacti on our own property. The good news is that there's a lot where this came from. We can fuel your bikes for years to come. Great. Great, Dad. We're so proud of you.
Where'd your mom go? The store?
She's taking Eamon to diving and then she's going swimming.
Oh, okay. I wonder why I never was home because I thought diving was right after school ended. You know what I mean?
No, that was the school season. Now it's sharks.
Oh, okay. She told me sharks, but I didn't realize it was different times.
Okay, seamless jump cut. Now I have a cat. Great, Dad. We're so proud of you. I'll second that, Dad. You're remarkable. Thanks, Braun. And so, from that point, one by one, the motorcycles were engineered to be powered by cactus juice. Then, each dinosaur painted their own bike. In the end, no two were alike. Each reflected the personality of the dinosaur who would drive it. Little T got just what he asked for, a bright red bike that was low to the ground. Riz got her exhaust pipes shaped like big flowers with long stems. Then, she painted the entire bike in multicolored flowers, green, pink, blue, red, yellow, and orange. Trex painted his bike deep blue and put flames on the chassis. Debs was fast and sleek, just like her. She painted it orange and yellow, her favorite colors. And, as for the big bike with the sidecar, Braun painted it all shiny silver. Finally, the big day arrived. Almost exactly 2 months to the day after work had begun. All the That's actually a pretty short amount of time just building motorcycles from scratch. But I mean, I guess their dad had experience with it, but still, it's 2 months. Okay. Joan and Clem helped the dinosaurs roll their bikes out into the sun. Each quickly jumped on, anxious to start their bikes and go riding. Rumph, rumph, rumph. Braun had ignition. Joan covered her ears, and all the other 4 bikes were started. Clem, they're so loud. Someone was here, she yelled, still covering her ears. Don't worry, Joan. They'll all just assume I'm working on some loud bikes. Bonafide! Braun tried to yell over the sound of his engine. He smiled broadly, loving the sound. Rumph, rumph. The noise kept getting louder as he played with the throttle. Who's talking? Now remember what I told you. Ride only on our property. Do not go off of it. Go slow at first and stay together. Remember to help each other out if anyone needs help. You hear me? Clem shouted. The dinosaurs nodded, each chomping at the bit to take off and ride. They put their helmets on and waited for Clem to give them a thumbs up. All revved their engines and the noise was deafening. Okay, give it a whirl. Let's see how these things really work. Clem yelled as he gave the thumbs up sign. Be back in half an hour. And, with that simple directive, all 5 dinosaurs took off riding their new motorcycles. Clem and Joan watched as they rode off in a group, remaining in view of their parents. All, including little T, did a fine job riding. Each had remarkable balance and, because they thoroughly understood the mechanics of their bikes, they're like 12. How do they understand... knew how to get them to perform at ultimate capacity. Ultimate capacity. As Joan and Clem watched their 5 kids ride off for the first time, both realized that each of the dinosaurs had defied amazing odds to get to where they were today. Yeah, I mean, they're dinosaurs. Well, in the process, they taught Joan and Clem that anything's possible. No. They're remarkable, Joan. Don't you think so? Clem asked, shaking his head in amazement. Absolutely. They're so special and I love them so much. I'm really glad we decided to keep them all to ourselves when we were born. Aren't you, Clem? Without a doubt. They have such a great, positive spirit. It's definitely contagious. When we were building the bikes, I had a perfect opportunity to spend lots of time with them. With all of them together. They're the best at helping each other out. Oh, sure, they joke with each other all the time, just like most brothers and sisters do. But when push comes to shove, Joan, they're there for each other. Guess we have ourselves to thank for that, Clem said. Maybe so, but something else seems to drive them. He's not exactly sure what it is, but there's something there. I can't put my finger on it. Well, wait till I get back here. I've got a surprise for them and you. It's something I've been thinking about for a while now, Clem said. It's a divorce. He's getting a divorce. He can't take it anymore. What is it? Joan asked. Wait and see. It's a divorce. As instructed, in a half hour, the dinosaurs returned, each bubbling with excitement. Wow, that was fun. No, wait. Fuck, was a little T. Kennedy. Some of us are trying to do Catherine the Great over here. Okay. Wow, that was fun. That's not it. You think so, little guy? Trex asked, patting little T on the back. I think it was more than a little fun. I know what I'm going to be doing from now on, that's for sure. I'm really out of... Wait, is Riz... What's the value? Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm really out of breath, Riv huffed. I've got to learn how to shut my mouth when I'm writing. I just had a lot of yucky bugs. Ugh. Now that's a stretch for you, Riz. Keeping your mouth shut, Deb heckled. These dino burns. Riz ignored her. My tail fits in the sidecar so well, Dad. What a great idea, Bron said. I'm glad, Bron. I know we'd find something you could drive. Didn't I tell you that a while back? Joan asked. Yeah, you did, Mom. Clem cleared his throat and said, "I've got something to say, and I'd like all of you to pay attention," he continued. "For a long time now, your mother and I have watched you grow. Individually, each of you is very special, and together, the 5 of you are one pretty remarkable team. I don't think there's anything you won't be able to accomplish in life. It's amazing how far you has come from those 5 eggs buried deep in that cave." He hesitated a moment and said, "Consequently, from now on, when you're referring to the 5 of you, we're going to call you the Fossibles." Why did he come up with that? That's his surprise, that he came up with Fossibles. His surprise is the name of the franchise that only produced a single book. "A word coined in honor both your dinosaur heritage and your prevailing spirit of possibility. How does that sound?" "Fossibles, Fossibles," Deb said the word slowly, letting it sink in. "I like it, Dad." "It's because she's mentally deficient." "Me too," Trex replied. "I'd say that Fossibles is bona fide," Ron signified his approval. You mean from now on anything's possible?" Riz joked as she played with the word her father had just said. And then she burst into song in her most annoying, fake theater voice. "Anything's possible, possible, possible. Anything's possible." Actually, that's pretty good. To whatever the name of the author was, I would like to sincerely thank you for believing in my singing ability. I have been trying for years, but no one seems to appreciate my unique talents as a performer. I want to say I'm very emotional right now, and I just want to extend a hand. I'm so sorry for all of the criticism I've been laying on your, what is quite frankly a work of art. Thank you. Thank you. Joan laughed. "Really though, with the 5 of you, anything is possible. You've always lived your lives with that belief, and Dad and I want to continue so throughout your lives. Do you hear what we're saying?" "Do you know what I am saying?" "Yes, Butters, we know what you're saying." Also, possible isn't a word, so I don't know how they could have had that belief. The belief that anything's possible. I know she means possible, but she has, I think it's like a speech disorder. "We do too, Mom." I'm sorry, we do, Mom. We do. "Me too," Little T piped in so as not to be ignored. "I understand. We're the Fossibles, and anything's possible." "Good job, Little T. You've got it," Clem said approvingly. You'd have to have like a railway spike through your brain to not get it. Turning to all of them, he continued, "Now, Fossibles, let's get these bikes inside, clean them off, and get over to the bone zone and chow down." They want to chow down in the bone zone. It sounds like this author eats ass. Trex interrupted. "One more thing. You know what? From now on, I think I'll call my magic stick the Fossilizer." The Fossilizer. And it's not a dino dick. Doesn't that sound cool? No, it sounds pornographic. Whatever, Trex. Fossilizer, magic stick. It's all pretty much the same. Just seems like a silly stick that you're way too attached to, if you ask me," Riz said. Oh yeah, Riz. Well, you'll see. The fossilizer is more than a stick. Way more, Trex responded emphatically. Yeah, um, um, now that Now that's enough bickering, you two, Clem said. Let's go in and have dinner. And while you're at it, Trex, bring your fossilizer with you. Do not, kids, pull out your fossilizer at the table. Um, I would. It's not good table manners to start playing with your fossilizer when you're having dinner. Clem said, smiling and giving a thumbs up to Trex. Chapter 13, Curiosity. But it's off center. Curiosity is off center. I'm sorry, not curiosity. Curiosity. There's a difference. I don't know what it is, but it's distinct from curiosity. It's probably just a really bad pun. I still don't know why it's called 5 = 1. Probably because like 5 of them, they're equal to a team now, and they have a strong bond that can never be broken. Something like that. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, chapter 13. Curiosity. From the day they first drove their new motorcycles, the Fossibles had something very special that they all loved to do. Ride. So as not to be seen, they usually rode their bikes at night. Over time, they developed a good understanding of what made up the 75 acres on which their family lived. From the rocky western border to the prairie-like eastern border, the Fossibles explored and learned all they could. During their rides, each continued to dream about actually becoming part of the human race and being able to play games and hang out with other kids. But they kept their dreams to themselves and didn't mention anything to their mom and dad. Why make them worry? During daylight hours, the Fossibles followed pretty much the same routine. After school and homework, they all had their chores to do, and they all had to help their parents. In the afternoon, they split up and did things on their own. Little T would skateboard. Deb would practice yoga and karate. Trex would email and chat online. Oh, Trex sounds like me. Trex, I associate with Trex. Riz would produce her own TV show in her bedroom. Think Riz needs mental help. Braun would tinker with the bikes in the garage. Even though their daily routine sometimes seemed humdrum, they all knew that they were not allowed to expand their horizons and leave their parents' property. Joan and Clem remained adamant about them not being seen by humans. They couldn't risk what might happen if they were discovered, so they made sure the Fossibles knew they meant it. Mom, can I please go to town with you, please? Riz begged. No, absolutely not, Riz. I've told you before, it's too dangerous. Now, just tell me what you need and I'll pick it up for you, replied Joan. But I can hide in the back of the pickup underneath a blanket or something. No one will see me, I promise. I don't understand. I just want to see a mall and a grocery store and a phone and people for that matter. I mean, do they dress nice, or would I be giving fashion citations out everywhere? Riz continued. She would be giving fashion citations everywhere? Okay. I think if I got a fashion citation from whatever fucking type of dinosaur she is, I think I think I'd seriously reconsider my life. You can't go. Don't you ever listen to Mom? Asked Trex. I would love to go by myself. I would just like to see people, or go to the college and watch all the kids running around, Deb remarked. Or go to the college and watch all the kids running around? Oh, Deb, those kids aren't running around because they're having fun. They're running around because they're high, Deb. They're high and stressed and unable to pay their loans, Deb. You don't want to go to college, Deb. I don't think you understand what that process is like. None of you are going anywhere, and they mean it. Please, take it from me. No one will understand, and you'll get very, very hurt. And that, well, This would be the end of me for sure. Now, Riz, what do you want me to get you in town? Jones snapped. I don't know. Maybe some new fabric for another coat. Maybe with flowers or stripes. Stripes. Yeah, stripes, Riz said, and obediently, but glumly, walked off toward the bone zone. Deb shrugged her shoulders, hugged her mother, and followed Riz. Trek stood there and gave Joan a look as if to say, Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on them. Joan smiled and headed toward the truck. Little T was riding his board back and forth on the half-pipe when Joan drove by and waved. Little T shot up his arm to wave back. The days all seemed to blend together for the Fossibles, one into the other, that is, until one day their lives changed forever. Little T was bored. After many failed attempts to get his brothers and sisters to play with him, he was left to his own devices. He got on his motorcycle and started to ride around the property. Off in the distance, he heard something. It sounded like cheers, but it was hard to tell. The TV show Cheers, or Wanna Go Where Everybody Knows? I don't know the song. It was a pretty good show. It was on Netflix for a while. I don't think it is anymore. Then he heard it again. It sounded like people having fun at a game or something. He looked around and saw there's no one was outside. He thought this was his big chance, and in a split second, he totally disregarded his parents' rules and rode off toward the main road. Oh no! As he raced down the road wearing his firefighter pilot helmet. Not firefighter, just fighter pilot helmet. Little T's heart beat a mile a minute. He wasn't nervous, just excited. The world looked wonderful out here. Why were his parents so adamant about him not leaving their property? He couldn't understand! Soon he came upon a red sign with 8 signs that said stop. He put on the brakes and stopped. At least he follows the traffic rules, but not his parents. I mean, federal government, don't fuck with that. Then he looked around and saw that there was no one there. He wondered why there was a sign telling you to stop when no one else was around. He waited for a while and still nothing happened. Now what? Oh, wait. Now what? Little T yelled loudly. Nobody answered him, so he started off again, racing down the street. Finally, he came upon a school with a baseball field right along the road. Little T slowed down. A real baseball game was in progress. He stopped his motorcycle behind a big bush. Big bush, not bush. And got off. Back at the house, Clem and Braun walked out of the garage toward the half-pipe. Have you seen Little T? Asked Clem, looking around. No, not since lunch. He's probably out on his bike somewhere, answered Braun. Little T got off his bike and stood near the fence. There were a lot of trees and shrubs. He slowly poked his bike into the bush so as not to be seen. As he peeped toward the brush, he was amazed at what he saw. A real Little League game was in full swing. All the kids had great colorful outfits, real baseball equipment, and lots of cheering fans in the bleachers. Little T thought it was awesome. As he watched the next hitter get up to bat. It's a batter, not a hitter. He became so entranced with the game that he didn't realize he had become too uncomfortable leaning against the fence and was no longer hiding from the crowd. Suddenly, a loud cry was heard. What's that? In a split second, Little T realized the cry was about him. Somebody had spotted him. He looked toward the baseball field and saw people pounding and heard him shouting at him. Some of the men started to run toward him. Call the police! Could be heard, followed by, Hurry! Don't let it get away! Little T got very scared and frantically tried to put his helmet back on. He knew he needed to get on his bike and get out of there as quickly as he could. Just then, an arm reached out and clubbed him on the side of the stomach. It hurt and it told him to hit back, so he started swinging. All these big, strong people were yelling and tackling him. What is it? A man yelled as he tried to wrestle Little T to the ground. Let go of me! Little T shrieked. He talks! Another man yelled incredulously. Grab his leg and hold his arms! He ordered. Little T struggled and felt like he was fighting for his life. He wanted his brother and sister to come and save him. He longed to be back in the safety of the bone zone. All of a sudden, flashbulbs started to go off. One of the spectators' game had called the police now. Even the news station went en route. Everybody's gathered in a semicircle around the spot where Little T lay, and moms blocked their kids' eyes and hugged them tightly. Like, wouldn't they recognize him? Okay, everyone fucking knows what a Tyrannosaurus looks like. Wouldn't they just go, that is a small Tyrannosaurus Rex wearing clothes and riding a motorcycle? They know what it is. Unless no one knows what a Tyrannosaurus looks like. His name is even Little T. Like, come on, guys. Moms locked their kids' eyes and hugged them tightly. Some people ran off to the safety of their cars. Police carrying clubs ran in the circle to apprehend the monster. It's called a nightstick. The club police guys have, that's a nightstick. It's not a club. A club is like what a caveman has. Are you calling policemen cavemen? Because, I mean, it's not very respectful to law enforcement. Little T kept struggling and fighting back. Someone had ripped his coat. Nothing of value was lost. The men were trying to hold him down to the ground. Suddenly, Little T used his power to camouflage himself and instantly turn the color of the ground, fading from sight. But they're still holding him. They just can't see him. So what's the issue? Where'd he go? Asked one confused officer. I don't know, but I can feel him. He's still fighting, responded another officer. Back at the house, Joan was just finishing up the lunch dishes when he heard the local news and heard by the announcer saying he had breaking news report. Now let's go live to Camden Fields, just outside Phoenix, where local police are trying to apprehend what appears to be a giant lizard. A lizard that's wearing clothes just like a human being. A lizard that police say can speak English, said the announcer. Bryant, can you tell us what's going on? Joan moved slowly toward the TV, and as the picture came in, her heart sank. There was Little T's bike leaning up against the bushes. My baby! She yelled. She ran outside and kept yelling. My baby! My baby! Quickly, her yells turned to cries. Clem, Braun, Riz, Trex, and Deb ran at her immediately. TV! Go look at the TV! Joan stuttered. She could barely talk, and tears streaming down her cheeks. Clem and Deb ran quickly to the living room, where Braun, Trex, and Riz stayed at their mother's side, comforting her. No! Screamed Clem, and then he and Deb ran back outside. Who is talking? Get your motorcycles quick. Follow me. We have to hurry. Little T has been seen by people, and now the police are trying to apprehend him. Why? He hasn't done anything wrong. Is he broken a law? Why are they apprehending him? They tried to tackle him. It's like, what is this, Frankenstein? Ha! I read that book. Right now, right this minute. Right now, right this minute. He needs our help. Quick move, Clem ordered as he ran towards his truck. Trex, Riz, Braun, and Deb immediately ran to their bikes, started them up, and put on their helmets. They all looked at each other and somehow, without saying a word, knew that this would be the end of life as they had known it. Trex clutched the fossilizer tightly, whispered something to it, and then attached it to the holder near his handlebars. Okay, if we're going with my interpretation and that the fossilizer is what he calls his dick, that is very creepy. Clem pulled his truck up next to Joan and rolled down the window. Don't worry, we'll bring your baby back. I love you, he said and drove off. Trex, Riz, Braun, and Deb followed the truck. Joan stood there until she could no longer see the truck or the bikes, and then went back into the house to watch her whole life unfold very publicly on TV. As Clem drove up to Camden Fields, he saw a very large crowd of people. How did they just know where he is? Oh, wait, I guess the television. Fossibles were right behind his truck, but no one paid any attention to them. News stations had already set up satellite dishes and were broadcasting live from the scene. Police helicopters, news reporters, and frightened adults were everywhere. It was mass hysteria. Clem slowed down to take a look. He could see the spot where Little T was struggling, and he could see his bike propped against the bush. Clem waved Deb on to come up close to the window. He struck Deb, it's time to use your screeching power. Give them a good one and make it loud, Clem said. Deb put her feet down to steady herself on her bike and took off her helmet. Leaning her head back, her bone touched the back of her neck, and all of a sudden, she shot off her highest-pitched screech. Glass started shattering on all the cars and trucks, even Clem's. The big camera lights started breaking. All the people grabbed their ears. Keep it up, Deb. It's working, yelled Clem, holding his own ears. Little T heard Deb's familiar screeching noise and knew his family was close by. In the blink of an eye, the policemen let go of him so they could grab their own ears, and when they released his grip, Little T jumped up and ran over and grabbed his bike. He jumped on and rode towards where the noise was coming from. He got excited when he saw his dad and all of his brothers and sisters waving him on. Just as he reached them, Deb stopped making her noise. Come on, let's go. We have to move fast, yelled Clem. He looked around and saw that everyone now realized that Little T was escaping, a realization that came just as their hearing started to come back. Deb put her helmet back on and began to kick-start her bike, but the police had already made a blockade around the Fossibles and Clem. Why? Everyone stared in amazement as these fine lizard-like creatures in human clothing driving souped-up motorcycles. The police had their guns drawn. Don't move, shrilled one of the officers. Clem put his truck in park and opened the door. I can explain, he said as he stepped out of the truck. Stop. Don't move. Stay right where you are. You'll have a lot of time to explain, commanded an officer with his gun pointed right at Braun. Just then a huge police truck rolled up. The driver looked shocked when he saw what he was about to transport. Kids, sympathetic to the Fossibles, cried out, "Don't hurt them! Don't hurt them!" Onlookers were stunned. What were these creatures who stood in front of them? Gigantic lizards dressed like humans? Have none of them ever seen a dinosaur? Oh my god! An eerie silence fell over the crowd. The only noise that could be heard was that of reporters talking quietly into their microphones. Do what they say, Clem instructed his kid softly. It will be okay. I promise. I'm scared, squealed Riz. Who said that? Asked the astonished chief of police. Paul McWill. Paul McWill. That is a name. He looked around and knew he was going to need more backup. I want all of you to turn around and place your arms behind your heads, instructed Chief McWill in a very loud voice. The Fossibles and Clem did as they were told. You could hear a pin drop. No one moved. Slowly, they put their hands on their heads. The police moved in closer and closer. Then, one officer grabbed Clem. After all, he was human, so the officer knew what he was dealing with. As several officers approached each one of the Fossibles, it became quite clear to them that, whatever these creatures were, they were as frightened as the police were. These cuffs won't do it, yelled Officer Hansen. The arms are too big. What do we do? What are you? Asked the officer speaking directly into Deb's ear. We are dinosaurs, sir, and we mean you no harm. My brother left the house by accident yesterday. Accident today. We just want to go home, explained Deb softly. Dinosaurs, explained the officer loudly. Hey, Chief, they're dinosaurs. All the kids in the crowd began to smile. This was nothing like they'd ever seen before. They'd only read about dinosaurs, and dinosaurs weren't supposed to be alive anymore. They'd vanished from the planet millions and millions of years ago. Kids yelled in excitement at the noise from the crowd swelled, all watching amazement as the Fossibles and Clem were loaded into the back of the police truck. What about our motorcycles? Trex asked us before he stepped up into the police truck. Where are you taking them? Don't worry, we're putting them in the other truck right over there, Chief McWill said, pointing at the huge truck parked in the road behind them. It'll follow us to the police station. Can I get something off my bike before we go? Can I get something off my bike before we go? Trex asked, concerned with the fossil. What? Chief McWill asked. The stick attached to my handlebars. See it? I didn't like to go anywhere without it, Trex answered. No, definitely not. It looks like a weapon to me. Now, go ahead. Get in the truck like I asked you to. Slowly, Trex turned and reluctantly entered the police truck. From inside, he looked out towards his motorcycle to make sure the fossilizer was still there. Caught a glimpse of it hanging from the bike, and, right then, Chief McWill slammed the doors of the truck shut. Slowly, the truck drove away surrounded by about 30 police cars. Jesus, that's a lot of police. In this, well, I guess they are right outside Phoenix, but still, I mean, come on, They got there pretty fast, all with their sirens blaring and their lights flashing. Back at home, Joan sat on the couch and watched the scene unfold on TV. She gasped when we saw her entire family led into the back of the police truck. She could tell from the expressions on their faces the Fossibles were frightened, very frightened. She put her face into her hands and started to cry. That wraps it up for now. So yeah, this is that was chapter 12 and 13. Next chapter is chapter 14, Power 5, or Powers. Whatever. Bye. Get out of here. Leave.